today's video is going to basically be about me talking about my police academy journey and how long, oh, sorry, I got the hiccups, man. But how long it took me to get a job after the academy. A couple of people keep asking me, how was my police academy journey? Was it hard? Was it easy? How was the state test? All that type of stuff. So I'm gonna answer a couple questions that I feel like that's important. Okay, I had to take care of them hiccups. Okay, so step number one, hardest step was for me to cut off my dreads. For anybody who don't know, I used to have long dreads. And I had to cut them to get into the academy, which sucked. I was devastated cutting my hair. But it's cool because now we got the waves and we be brushing and whatnot. Rewind that. Because actually I didn't cut my hair yet. The very first thing we had to do was a pre-PT test. So I can't remember the exact qualifications that we had to have, but our very first thing we had to do was go to the track at my academy, and we had to get time for 1.5 miles, push-ups and sit-ups. And the minimum was like, you had to do at least, I can't even remember the exact numbers, but it was like, something's easy. It was like say hi. 1.5 miles was a little bit longer. It was like, you had a lot of time to do the 1.5 miles, which was, it was just because it was the pre-qualification. So that's what you had to do to get in the academy. So it was actually pretty easy. So after that, I wasn't cutting my hair until I knew for sure I was in the academy. So we did that. Then after that, I literally waited the day before the academy to cut my hair off because I was still in denial I had to cut my hair. So then I went to the academy, and when I got there, we started off the very first day writing so many notes. Like, the academy is literally a bunch of notes. They're called SPOs, and there's so many of them, it's ridiculous. Like, I wrote so many notes in the academy, it made my head spin. And I hate writing because I never was the type to study. I don't study because once I hear or see something, half the time I remember it. Like, unless it's something stupid I don't care about. But yeah, I normally remember a lot of things, so I didn't have to really study like that in the academy. I don't know, anybody else out there that went to academy, tell me if your academy was like this. We had to write our notes in 3 different places. So we had to write it in our actual OPATA book, which had to be done. That was like the most important thing, was the OPATA book. And then we had to write it in note cards. That was the second place we had to write it. And then we had to write it in our journal. So we had journal, the OPATA book, and then we had note cards. It was so much writing, my head spun. Like, hold on, actually, I can show y'all. SPOs. All of that writing was crazy. So see, so y'all don't think I'm lying to y'all. Every page is almost writing. So these are the SPOs. Those squares, we had to write those squares in each spot 3 times. Point 42, SPO number 2, tampering with records. We had to go get the definition out of this book. Then we had to write it in this part of the book, which this is where, you know, you write what it is right there. And then from writing it here, you had to write it. See if I still got my journals. These are 2 of my journals, 3 of my journals actually, of writing. Like, I'm not lying to y'all. Like, I wouldn't lie to y'all. I'm so serious. Like, it's a lot of writing and notes. Oh, look. See, I drew this in the academy. I don't know if y'all can see. But don't draw the academy. Pay attention. But yeah, all notes right there. Some more notes. All pages filled. And some more notes. You know? Yeah. And then this whole book had to be done. Every page had to be filled out. So, yeah. A lot of writing. Want to know the main part of the academy, I'm going to tell you now, because like police work, half of your job, well, more than half of your job is paperwork. So guess what the academy is? A lot of paperwork. I'm telling you that right now. So don't go through the academy thing and it's not going to be a lot of writing. You're just going to go in there and learn how to beat people up. No, you're going to do a lot of writing. Okay. Second part, you do a lot of running, which they stress is running because to get into the academy, you have a pre-T mile and a half, a pre-T sit-up, and a pre-T push-up. The thing that failed the most people out of the academy is not the state test. A lot of times it's the mile and a half or the final sit-up test. I don't know why a lot of people have trouble with the sit-up test. And we had a strict Opata person that came out and watched us, and you guys would never believe what happened. I failed my sit-up test the very first time. That's right, I failed. I was probably one of the most fit guys in the academy, not bragging, nothing. I really was. At the time, I was working out every single day, no questions asked. But during the state test, you obviously get a little bit of nervousness, and that's okay. You need that adrenaline and keep you going and make you motivate to get through everything. So we went through, and I was the first person to go. But the reason I failed was because there's no excuses. Like, I failed. Don't make excuses up at all. That's one thing you don't want to do, is make excuses up. But I did fail because we have, I think our time, I cannot remember the numbers, the times or nothing, but I think it was a minute. You have a minute or something to do. I think we had 40 sit-ups to do. It was 40 sit-ups. And I'm doing all my sit-ups. Perfect. Hands back here, and you coming all the way up. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm going slow because our Opata lady that judges our sit-ups and push-ups was super strict. So I'm making sure every one of mine count. Boom, 1, boom, 2, boom, 3. I get to 39. I kid you not. I get to 39. And I'm coming up. Time. Boom, hit my 40th one. She said it didn't count. I was so mad. I was devastated. I was like, are you serious? You failed me with a second left because I didn't get it in the exact time. So I was salty. You know, it's cool though. I went back. I called my girl. I said, hey, Macy, I just felt the first. You get 2 chances. You get 2 chances. So with everything you do, you get 2 chances. So the shooting part, you get 2 chances to pass. The Opata test, you get the state test. When you actually go do the written part, you get 2 chances. And then on the PT test, you get 2 chances. So everything you do, you get 2 chances to pass, okay? So I didn't fail out the academy. I got 2 chances. So basically, I called Macy. I said, yeah, I just failed. She didn't count. I was hot, too. I was so mad. She didn't count my last one. She said time, and I had just hit my 41. Oh, I was heated. I was devastated. I was so hurt. I didn't leave. I cheered on my academy, the rest of my academy, you know, because I'm not like that. They all obviously knew I was going to pass the second time. So cheered on everybody else, you know, did that, and it was cool. Everybody passed except a couple people, and we came back, and all of us passed the PT test except, I think, one person. I can't remember. I think it was one person that didn't pass the PT test. So, yeah, I came back, killed it, and I did way more sit-ups than I was supposed to do the first time. I just was banging them. Second time, boom, 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 boom. And then the Opata lady, after, she was like, why didn't you do that the first time? I said, I don't know. I was nervous. PT test. You got to be ready for that. So, yeah. Then after that, state test. State test is very important. The final state written test. A lot of people, I think we had 200 questions. You had to get, I don't know how many, the percentage you could get, but you can only miss 60 questions. But 60 questions is a lot of questions to freaking mess. So if you miss 60 questions on your state test, you need to study a little bit more because you shouldn't miss 60 questions, all right? I passed my written test on the very first try, so there's no story to that. I barely studied for it because I wasn't much of a study guy. I just remembered all my notes from writing them so many times because you writing them, all of those notes, I wrote them so many times, there's no way I could have forgot them. So there's no story behind that. I passed it on the first try. Bang. I'm all out of order, so don't even mind it. Going into the academy, you have to be ready for your state test. You have to be ready for your PT test, and you have to be ready for the process because it is a long process. Like I think it's my academy was like 7 or 8 months, and I went from 6 to 5. Wait, 6 to 6 or something like that. I think it was 6 to 5:30 or something weird like that. I couldn't even have a full-time job because the hours of the academy was the same hours of a job that what you will be working, because you'll either work from 2 to 10 or 10. And I wasn't working midnights. My daughter was only a couple months. Macy was working full-time still, so I couldn't get a job full-time, but I had a part-time job. So that's one of the things I'll tell you. Being ready for academy, you have to make sure you got at least some type of money to last you for those couple months, or if you're living with your parents or something like that, because it is stressful because you can't really work because it's literally a full-time job going to the academy. Going into the academy, you have to be very strong-minded. That's what they want to see. They want to see you strong. They don't. It may seem like at times they want to see you fail, but they don't. They're doing everything they do, all the yelling, all the screaming, everything they do is for a reason. They don't want you to fail on the street. You can fail in the classroom, but you cannot fail out on the street, because if you fail in the streets, it can result in you going to jail for the rest of your life. It can result in you dying. It can result in you being severely hurt to where you won't be able to work again. So you have to remember, going into the academy, any type of thing, like even going to the Army, Navy, whatever you do, when you have a commander yelling at you and screaming and spit is flying in your face, you have to remember that they're doing it for a reason, so that you don't fail out there. You know, that's the biggest thing I would tell you guys, is you don't want to fail out there. Another thing is, you need your family, you need support, you need all of that, because the journey is going to be a lot of ups and downs. It's going to be a lot of up and downs throughout the police academy. Your police academy journey is going to be stressful. It's going to be fun. It's going to be times you and your academy people did not get along. Y'all going to argue because y'all with each other so much. But at the end of the day, y'all all care for each other. Y'all want to see each other pass at the end. Now I'm graduated. I'm qualified to be a peace officer in Ohio. So the hard part is getting a commission. Commission is basically the job. So you have a year in Ohio to get a commission, or you have to take a refresher course. So right after the academy, I was applying everywhere I could, and a lot of places want you to have experience already. So I end up just working at Job and Family Services, which is Child Protective Services as well, CPS. I was a security guard there, an armed security guard, so I was able to carry and everything, but it didn't count as my commission. So basically, I had a year to get a job. It took me about 5 months to get hired at the sheriff's office, and I put my application in 3 months of me being at Job and Family Services at the Stark County Sheriff's Office. So once I put my application in, it took about 2 to 3 months for the whole process. I started October 4th. So for anybody that want to know how long it took me to get a job after, if you're thinking, how long will it take me to get a job after the academy? It's people in my academy class that haven't had a job yet, that don't have a commission. So it took me approximately 5 months to get a commission. And it's people in my academy class that still don't have a job yet. It took me about 5 months to get a commission. And after I got my commission, I was so happy to be finally done. I got a job. I'm able to work and do all of that stuff. And I love my job every day. You see something different. So anybody thinking about going into the academy, I'm telling you to do it. Don't hesitate. Don't be scared. It's worth it. It's a good career. Just if you are a cop, or you're trying to become a cop, or you're interested or anything like that, just do it. Have fun doing it. Be safe. And that's all I got. Peace.